Yes, yes. Hey, everybody, rise and shine. Yeah, I'm out here again in nature, and today I got the feeling to deliver this message. You know what I'm saying? Got to deliver. I deliver this message, man, because you know it's one of the keys to living a better life. And more positive life, and basically, I'm realizing that we just have to see the good and the bad, you know? And basically, good and bad are polar opposites, you know? And basically, like, by seeing the good and the bad, you could pretty much turn things over a little faster. Because often we get slowed down from seeing all the bad and basically just staying in the bad, and the pendulum never swings back, so basically in order to get the pendulum to swing back a little faster, because we have a law of gravity, so gravity is one of the reasons why the pendulum swings. So basically swinging the pendulum back faster with gravity and aggression and strength, basically in a lot of bad scenarios, try to think positive and see the good in it, like for example, car accidents are never really good, but at the end of the day, if you survived it, then that's one good, you know, basically, like, especially if all your limbs are intact and you haven't even lose any body fluid or anything like that, like that's a good thing. Hold on, we got the plane going by. Yeah, so in that car accident, basically by you being okay, you thank God, because it always could have been worse. That's another good way of thinking. And basically, depending on how bad the car is, then you could continue driving it and get it fixed. Or if it's really bad, it's more of a reason to see the good in that car accident, because you're okay, but the car isn't, and the car could be replaced, your life can't. So basically, yeah. And also, like, sometimes you could save yourself from even more bad, like that car accident happened, and then so now you can't drive your car, and then a lot of human beings like tend to continue to think the worst of the worst, even after that car accident. They're thinking the worst of the worst. So basically, like, if you don't have that car anymore, or you can't operate that car, then the good things is that you could see a different reality. You might meet somebody new, or that car accident that you survived might have saved you from something else. So that's another good way. And all the bad things, breakups, you could be in a breakup, and a good way of thinking is that it could be temporary, of course. And the bad way of thinking is basically without that person, you can't go on, or you'll never meet another one like that person, or you won't meet anybody better. So that's a bad way of thinking. But by saying, maybe this could be temporary, or maybe I might meet someone better, or I could focus on myself, or depending on the circumstance or how the relationship was, then you could propel and see it in a better way, So, yeah, man. Yeah, I live by an airport, close to an airport, so you got the plane going by. It's making a turn. Yeah, so and it applies to success, that way of thinking. And another example is that there was a wise teacher I I'd always watch his content. His name is Bobby Hemmett, and he was saying that another one of his friends was Brother Panic. You know, they're both deceased, but yeah, Brother Panic was saying about Bobby Hemmett that, you know, he always found a more better way of the outcomes and everything, or a positive way of seeing it, or he'll just create his own like vision or circumstance of what happened. Like, for an example, he was saying that, you know, he was eating at a Chinese restaurant and people were arguing over his food, and then, you know, by the time he got home, he threw up, and then he told himself that, you know, maybe I needed to clean out. Maybe that happened because my body needed to clean out, you know, all the negativity and everything. So, you know, that was a real great way of thinking, and basically, but like most people would probably be like, you know, I threw up and something's wrong with me, or maybe I caught food poisoning. That could very well be true, you know, but I guess you could say, like, there's more to gain into thinking in a way, and you could call it abundance mindset as well, you know, because, you know, someone could lose money and they could be so down on losing money for that whole day, and then it'll cause them to lose other things, or it'll cause everything to go down, like the vibration, the thoughts, the feelings, and the circumstances will follow it. And if that person just be like, you know what, depending on how much it was, it could be $20, $50, they'll just be like, you know what, I can make it again. You know, I have a job, I'm working, it is what it is. Or maybe I was gonna spend that on something that I probably really didn't need, you know. So it's a lot of ways, man. But, you know, we got to see the good and the bad, you know, because if we see like the bad and the good, that's another way of not having gratitude, and just saying that you don't even appreciate, you know, what the Most High has done for you, or the universe has done for you. So yeah, man, it could really be that way, you know. So even myself, you know, I have to train myself sometimes to see the good and the bad, you know, and that's a great way to once again, like I said before, is a great way to swing the pendulum a little faster. And so, and it definitely does work, you know. And that's another way to have to pretty much manifest and to create and have magical things happen, because this reality seems to be designed for things to go wrong, you know. This matrix is designed for things to go wrong, so everything is pretty much based on, set up in a way to make sure that we think as ourselves as not abundant, and that, you know, things aren't endless, and there are infinite possibilities and infinite everything around us, you know. If I look around, I can't even count how many trees are just near me, you know. I can't count how many trees are near me alone. And we have this big planet with billions of people, and trees are everywhere. And we're talking about food is everywhere. Talking about people are everywhere. Cars everywhere. Everything is just everywhere. So why can't I have that too? Why can't I have something for myself too? Why can't you have something for yourself? You know? So definitely, man. That's definitely one of the things I learned for sure. Just see the good and the bad, and think more positive. And in addition to that positive, more will come. More positive events, life experience, everything will just come. So, you know, with plane, baby, there's infinite planes too. So, with that being said, it's Damien L. And thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, because I'm gonna keep pumping out these videos and keep giving y'all positive content, you know. So for sure, it's been real. It's Damien L once again. Peace.